right, so this is how to make coconut kefir pudding. We took our meat, our clean coconut meat. We don't have hardly any of the little brown woody bits on there anymore. And you can also purchase meat that's already prepared and frozen if you don't want to go through all the work of cleaning this and opening the coconuts and everything. Some health food stores have it. So this is our meat. We're going to go ahead and put it into our blender. That is probably, I would say, 3 cups of coconut meat. And this is our pre-made coconut kefir that we made 3 days ago. That's hopefully beautifully fizzy and ready to use. You can also use the kefir starter if you don't have any coconut kefir to use to re-inoculate this guy and ferment this pudding. You can use a packet of the starter, and you would do that by putting the packet into your blended coconut meat here, but we're going to use our kefir, so hopefully this is nice and fizzy. Oh, it is! Oh my goodness, I love the smell of coconut kefir. It's got a vinegary tart smell to it, but it has that nutty finish of coconut water or pina colada, however you look at it. Okay, I actually want to taste this just because, just to make sure that it's perfect. Sour, delicious, effervescent. It's like champagne, but better and healthier. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of this and I'm going to inoculate this, meaning this is nice and fermented and has teeming with beneficial bacteria. So we're going to inoculate this coconut meat with these bacteria, right? So 1, 2, and a little more for posterity's sake. Okay, now we're going to put some plain water, okay? Just about 1/4 cup. We want to add it slowly because we don't want to get this to get really, really watery. We want it creamy consistency, and that's all we want. We don't want it to be soupy. We're going to blend it. This is where you'd add the coconut packet. I mean the culture packet, kefir starter packet. This is where you'd add that. You'd open it up, put it in there. Can you do both? I just heard that question coming from cyberspace. You could to ensure more probiotic quality, but you could potentially keep re-inoculating with the kefir because there's plenty of beneficial bacteria in there. So not really necessary to add the packet, but you could. We're going to put some more water because it needs it. Just a tiny bit. It's not cooperating. It's too thick and fabulous at the bottom there. Fantastic. That's what we wanted. Ooh, but there's a bunch in there. Making a mess here. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to use a bowl like this one. And I'm going to use a little cloth, just a kitchen cloth, a clean kitchen cloth. And I'm also going to taste this. You can barely taste the kefir. You shouldn't put so much that it overpowers the flavor of the natural meat that's not kefired, because the coconut kefir is going to, that bacteria is going to ferment it. So it's so creamy, you could eat it just like that right now. It's amazing. Okay, so let's put this into our bowl. Look at that, it's so beautiful. It's so creamy and gorgeous. And all that hard work, you know, of taking all the little woody pieces off, you just want to get, you don't want to waste any of it. You just want to get it all out of there. All right, I'm just going to have to lick that later. Now look at this consistency. It's important that you see this. You want it like this yogurty, creamy consistency with no chunks, no brown bits, and not watery. Again, I used about 2.5 tablespoons of the coconut kefir. I used about 1/4 cup, well, it ended up being about 1/2 cup of water, but use the water as you blend, because you, like I said, if you put too much water, it's going to be hard to fix that, because unless you have a bunch more coconut meat standing by. It's going to be hard to fix it, and you'll end up with a really soupy product, and you don't want to do that. So you want it to be just like this, beautifully sticking to the spoon. Oh, I just want to eat it. Okay. So, perfect. We're not going to add anything to this until it's been kefired. Okay. What we're going to do is let this sit on the counter at 70 degrees for 8 hours, covered with a hand towel or a cheesecloth. And that's it. We're just gonna let it sit for 8 hours, and then it'll be kefired, and that's when you're gonna add all of your delicious flavorings to it. Berries or raw cacao powder. You can add all sorts of things, and I'll show you a couple of recipes on how to use your delicious coconut pudding. You will not believe how amazing this is for you and how delicious it is too. Yay!